I've only gone and done it again. We've got a new team, but there is a purpose. We're going to have a slight tweak to the format. We're taking our team that we're joining now from just outside the relegation zone in Serie A to be one of the best, if not the best, in Europe. Welcome to Atalanta. A slight tweak to the format. Originally, we were supposed to go from no badges, no experience, to Aston Villa and take them to a Champions League win. That was the intention all along, but it turns out real life Villa are doing an absolute madness at the moment in the transfer window. And this version of Villa, I've got rid of all my favourite youngsters. So, I'm going to take those two parts, team it up with the fact that my Barcelona save is about to end, so I'm going to use one to replace that, and then throw in the fact of the official update is going to come out in a number of weeks. Put all that together, and that means that we're going to have a new Villa save from fresh with the update, with the likes of Coutinho and Digne, and more excitingly, Robin Olsen's, who we've recently picked up. And that's going to be its own little thing. We are taking Atalanta, who you can see on screen now, all the way to Champions League win. And we'll see what we can do from there. Obviously, I want to win the Serie A, Champions League, and I want to be confident that these are one of the strongest teams in Europe at the point when we call the save there. So if you're looking forward to the slight changes, if you'd do me the favour of liking and subscribing, show your support on the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. And even share me out, do some madness, get my little face out there. To start off this little piece from 90minute.com, we're going to start off with the well-known line of, in a move which was sure to spark plenty of heated debate, Stevens has left Fiorentina to join divisional rivals Atalanta. This one actually will spark heated debate, to be fair. And amongst the 2 or 4 people in my comments as well. Arrived with a record of 177 wins, 59 draws, 70 defeats. So we've still got over 50% wins, which is strong. We've won 2 league titles with FF Jaro and ADO Den Haag. Obviously, we're looking to have a few more of them. Questions are raised whether the decision to take up the job within the same division, we're facing pressure to bring immediate success. I've probably paraphrased most of that, but it's fine. They originally had Arbeloa as their favourite for the job, but they give it to me instead because I'm fantastic. And Fiorentina are looking for a new manager as well. I've brought over an absolute bagload of stuff. I have accumulated 8 years of experience, and we like our 4-3-3. We know we do. And Atalanta themselves have had a disappointing start in the Serie A, finding themselves in 17th place, and they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. And then it says, immediately after that, Atalanta have lost 4 of their last 5 matches. Don't know why it feels they need to tell us twice. League and normal. It's the same information. The team themselves were predicted 6th in the league. The reputation is the same of Fiorentina's. Director of football and assistant manager are still here, obviously. Founded in 1907, and their fierce rivals are Brescia, who I'm not sure if are actually in Serie A at the moment. Finances, I'm going to skip to that. Secure. Transfer budget of just over 28 million, and a wage budget of just over 2 million. The stadium itself is just shy of half the size of the Fiorentina ground, and their facilities are insane, just redonkulous. They're currently in the second round of the Fanta Cup, I nearly called it, the Coppa Italia, and 17th in the league, as we know. They've never actually won Serie A in their history. They've picked up 5 Serie B and 3 Coppa Italias, 2 of which have come since the start of this world game, whatever. The board are expecting high-tempo pressing football, to develop players using the club's youth system, which is ridiculous as well, entertaining, attacking football, and signing players under the age of 23. And their 5-year plan is sign players for a profit, work within the budget, minimum 3-year contract for first-team players, maximum of 1-year contract for over 32s, and to maintain the best youth system in the country. Another reason why we've joined them. They're only asking for top-half football this year, and then they want the quarterfinals of the Cup. And then that's really all they're looking for going forward, but obviously we want more. Looking at the squad with a little bit more depth, we have quite a few decent players. Ferran Torres Cooper Miners, Matthias Henrique, Axel Maciel, all pretty good players. Henrique is one that we're not aware of because he doesn't exist in real life, that is. Obviously, he exists here because he's my forward. 6'1", pretty strong, 16 jumping reach as well. So we know from the Atalanta file, this is the Atalanta file, I'm silly boy, from the Barcelona file, that tall strikers that are strong and fast, pretty effective with our formation. So ordering it by potential, we've got quite a few youngsters as well, which, with the best youth academy in the country, doesn't come as a surprise to many of us. Thibaut de Rouva is one of them. He's centre mid, but realistically he's going to be that cover for ball winning mid. So he's going to be taking Mangala his spot maybe in the next few years. Then we have Favasuli. He is actually in the first team at the moment. He's not the strongest in regards to ability, but if we're looking straight at stars, that is anyway. But stats-wise, he's there. 6'6" as well, so he's probably going to be playing quite a lot for me. Looking at the others, we have Bentavolio. Looks pretty strong again. I struggle to tell from this what their position is. Sometimes it does highlight... Oh, it's gone. But bear me a second. Sometimes it does highlight here, which is helpful, but not for us because he's attacking mid-left and that position doesn't exist. Cristiano Guzetti, again, is another one that I don't particularly know, but if I click on him, it'll tell me where he is. He's a striker. Target forward, 6'6". He's not the fastest, so maybe we can use him as the deep lying forward, but his vision and passing isn't quite there. So we'll have to see what we can do with him. Maybe loan him out. Hopefully see some of these improve quite a bit, or sell him for a massive profit. We have João Felipe, again, is a forward, 6'1", pretty fast this time. Decent heading and jumping reach. Not the strongest, but not quite weak. He should do good for a little bit. He had a trait of shoots from distance, and it looks like they're trying to take that off him. So we'll just leave them going through that. The next one down was Luis Ramirez, who's a attacking mid. Maybe can play the deep line forward role. He's 5'7", so that's not ideal. And I don't know how well he'll work if we try and push him back to the Mazzala. But he's currently 23, so I'm not sure how much of this potential he'll see. Dynamics-wise, we do have a little bit of concern. The club atmosphere isn't great. We've got a bunch of players that aren't happy. Toussaint wants to go back to France and he wants to start more games. Mangala and Cooper Miners both want to go and play in the Champions League. And Matthias Oliveira wants to leave to get better game time. I can't guarantee him game time because he's not particularly very strong. So, yeah, he can go. So we're probably going to have a little bit of a busy window. Managerial support, it doesn't look the strongest, but by the looks of it, we have a good influence and a good reputation. So the players are going to get on board. We just need to have a chat with them. So I'd like to introduce myself. Don't want to talk about any promises because I'm not a fan of the promises. Where do we think we can get? I think we're good enough to get the Europa League. Everyone's on board. They're a big fan. All the board themselves want, funnily enough, is top half football. No, mid-table. I said that I can deliver top half in the interview, and I've told the players that we can get into the Europa League, which is 5th place because there's 4 Champions League spots this season. So that was one that we should all be good, positive. I think we can run into the latter stages of the cup. Everyone's on board. Look at that. Little pleased and satisfied faces everywhere. The wonders of a little team meeting. The club atmosphere now is booming. That is what we want to see. We need to get some wins on the board and the support will start picking up as well. We'll have a little look at the hierarchy, just see who's on board on my side. Nobody's on my side and 4 players aren't a fan. It's not great, is it? We have to pick our captain. I wouldn't normally do this on camera, but just seeing that Tayan Cooper Miners isn't actually a fan of me, do I give him the captaincy to get him on board? Or if I give him the captaincy, am I going to give more power to someone that isn't a fan? I don't know. I'll give him the captaincy because I like him as a player anyway. So I'll tell Del Prato that he's going to lose his captaincy. He's kicking off. Tell him I'm sorry. He's on board. Happy days. I'll drop him to... I thought I just accidentally considered. I'll drop Del Prato to just be the vice-captain. I'll tell Toussaint that I'm going to replace him. He's on board straight away. Didn't even need to convince him. One little thing as well that I do need to look at. I've just noticed. My top goal scorer is either my goalkeeper, my centre-back or centre-mid, depending on where they've been playing him. But Cooper Miner's been my top scorer. Isn't the best. I don't know how he's ended up being top scorer. And the top assist has got 2. Bear in mind that my striker with Fiorentina is Valenzuela. And he was pretty bleak at the end of last term. But he's got like 12 or 14. Only a few promises, obviously the 2 that we just did, and then I told the board that I'd give acceptable competition performances. I don't know. I don't know what happens with that. If I'm not given acceptable competition performances, they'll probably sack me with or without the promise. What I was going to say before I got distracted by goal scorers and the like, we have a few affiliates. One of them we actually put in place when we were with Den Haag, so we still have the Den Haag link. I don't know what I can do here to help that, but it's just good to see that we're the other side of it now. We'll have a little look to see who they've got, because I'm curious as to what they've been up to since we left. I'm going to do the thing, obviously, and just scout the whole squad, because you've just got to do it, ain't you? You scout the squad, see which of your old players you can bring back. Happy days. I'll do the same with Fiorentina. I'll do now our little comparison with our team against the rest of the league, and then we can have a look to see kind of what we're looking for. I'm not going to play a game this episode, but we'll be back obviously next episode with a few games. Another bit of reasoning. There's not really much resale value with this team. The board aren't backing me. With Fiorentina, that was, sorry. The board weren't backing me. And I just had no chance really to take them to where I wanted. I was kind of thinking about doing this Villa thing as a separate entity. And the Fiorentina just, I don't think, were the vessel for me to continue the Doleboy save further. I didn't want to go and join a big team. And then I saw that Atalanta's manager had lost his job, so I thought, I do actually like Atalanta as well. And I don't really have any feeling towards Fiorentina. Just neither like or dislike. I'm completely neutral on them. I just couldn't care. So I thought I'd go to a team I like. They're supporting me with a little bit more money. The players have got higher value. They're actually got resale as well. So if we look at the players that I actually brought in. So we brought in San Giorgio, we brought in Cherky, we brought in Vanderson, we brought in Kostic, we brought in Valenzuela. So these are the 5 that we brought in. These values have changed as well, because Carmo was worth about 8 to 9. Zakarian, Ferry, Carmo, Mauri. None of those really I'd want to let go. Ferry maybe if they offered me 21 to 30, but he was one of their youngsters. Zakarian, he's worth much more to that club when I was the manager, in my opinion, than 29 to 35 million, so why would I sell him? And likewise, the other guys are the ones that I brought in, so I'm bringing players in to hold for a few years, get better, and then sell. So for me, it was a long goal project, and I just wasn't feeling investing a long goal time in a team that I just didn't particularly care about. Atalanta, on the other side, their highest valued player is Favasuli, their centre-back, 49 to 55. They've got quite a few other players that are wanted. Van den Ven, he's wanted by Real Madrid, so I'll probably get about 25-30 for him, replace him. Happy days. So I've got a little bit of work to do. On the season preview, Atalanta don't have any players that are like the Dream 11. Comparison to Fiorentina, their best player was Vanderson, their second is Zakarian, and Ferran Torres and Koopmeiners are both ahead of him. So, best 2 players-wise, they're quite similar. They are stronger regarding odds as well, but if we look at the actual league, they're not having a great time. They've played 13, they've won 3 against Juventus, Bologna and Como. They've drawn 3 against Spal, Fiorentina and Torino, and they've lost 7. A few of which are against the stronger teams, but a few that I'm looking at and thinking really should be beating them. So there's work there to be done. We'll be back next episode with the final 2 games of the year, which will be Hellas and Udinese, to start off in the new calendar year with some probably more cup games, etc. But it will give me a few to have a little experiment with tactics, etc. And we can see what's going on there. But probably going to squeeze them into our 4-3-3. And hopefully the team will start settling down and actually getting some green dots, because there aren't a lot. But if you are excited, you could do me the favour earlier, as I mentioned, like and subscribing. Give the bell a little tickle, it will show you as soon as the videos are uploaded. There's some items on screen for you now to click if you want to carry on watching. Thank you very much for your time.